You've heard of the console wars between Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, but what if I told you some of the most impactful battles in gaming happened behind the scenes? From failed deals to format wars, these are the console wars you never knew about. The gaming industry is filled with legendary battles between console giants. We all know about the fierce rivalries between Nintendo versus Sega, or PlayStation versus Xbox, but behind the scenes there were some lesser-known yet equally impactful wars that shaped the future of gaming. Some of these wars were technological, others were the result of business deals gone wrong, and a few were simply the result of bad timing. Today we're going to explore 5 console wars you probably never knew about, revealing how they changed the gaming landscape forever. Get ready to dive into the cutthroat world of behind-the-scenes console battles where corporate alliances crumble, technological innovations clash, and the fate of entire gaming empires hangs in the balance. Our first hidden console war takes us back to the early 90s, a time when the gaming world was on the verge of a technological revolution. CD-ROMs were emerging as the future of gaming, promising larger storage capacities and pushing the boundaries of what games could achieve. Nintendo, the reigning king of the gaming world at the time, recognized this shift and began exploring the potential of CD technology. Enter Sony, a tech giant with its eyes on entering the gaming market. The two companies joined forces to create a CD-ROM add-on for the Super Nintendo. But tensions over licensing and revenue sharing led to a bitter fallout. Nintendo abandoned Sony for Philips, shocking the industry. Sony, left with a half-developed technology, decided to go all in on their own. The result, the birth of the PlayStation. Nintendo's decision cost them their dominance in the gaming market. While the battle between Sega and Nintendo raged on in the early 90s, another, less heralded console war was quietly unfolding in the shadows. This time it was a battle for CD-ROM supremacy, a format that promised to revolutionize gaming with its massive storage capacity and multimedia capabilities. In one corner stood Sega, riding high on the success of its 16-bit powerhouse, the Genesis. In the other, NEC, a Japanese tech company with a history of innovation, was ready to challenge Sega with its TurboGrafx 16. The TurboGrafx 16, released in 1988, was a technological marvel, boasting impressive graphics and a unique card-based system for game cartridges. But NEC had a bigger trick up its sleeve, the TurboGrafx CD, an add-on released in 1989 that transformed the console into a CD-ROM powerhouse. This made the TurboGrafx 16 the first console to feature a CD-ROM drive, predating even the ill-fated Sony-Nintendo collaboration. The TurboGrafx CD opened up a world of possibilities for game developers. The massive storage capacity of CD-ROMs allowed for larger games, higher quality audio, and even full-motion video, features unheard of in cartridge-based games. In Japan, the TurboGrafx CD, known as the PC Engine CD-ROM 2, found a dedicated following, with games like Wise 1 and 2 showcasing the potential of the format. However, in North America, the TurboGrafx 16 faced an uphill battle. Sega, with its aggressive marketing and focus on arcade-perfect ports of popular titles like Altered Beast and Golden Axe, had captured the hearts and minds of gamers. The Genesis, with its iconic black and red design and emphasis on speed, was the console to own. NEC, on the other hand, struggled to gain a foothold. Despite the technological advantage of the TurboGrafx CD, the console suffered from a lack of marketing, limited third-party support, and a smaller library of games compared to the Genesis. Chapter 3. As we enter the new millennium, the battle for console supremacy raged on, this time with new players and even higher stakes. The dawn of high-definition gaming had arrived, and two titans were set to clash. Microsoft, the software giant making its foray into the console market, and Sony, the reigning champion with its PlayStation brand. The battleground, the living room where the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 would go head-to-head in a war that would determine the future of home entertainment. But this wasn't just a battle of consoles, it was a war of formats. Microsoft, backing its HD DVD format, promised affordability and compatibility with existing DVD technology, Sony, on the other hand, went all in on Blu-ray, a format that offered greater storage capacity and higher video quality. The stage was set for a showdown that would determine the future of high-definition media. Initially, HD DVD seemed to have the upper hand. Its lower manufacturing costs and support from major studios like Paramount and Universal made it an attractive option for consumers wary of adopting a new format. The Xbox 360, with its early release and focus on online gaming, was gaining momentum, and the addition of an external HD DVD drive seemed like a strategic win for Microsoft. However, Sony had a few tricks up its sleeve. The PlayStation 3, despite its initial high price tag and complex architecture, boasted a built-in Blu-ray drive, making it a compelling option for early adopters of high-definition technology. Sony also aggressively courted major movie studios, offering more favorable licensing terms and highlighting the technical superiority of Blu-ray. As the format war heated up, studios began to choose sides. Warner Brothers, a major player in the home entertainment market, announced its exclusive support for Blu-ray, a decision that sent shockwaves through the industry. Chapter 4. In the annals of gaming history, the Neo Geo stands as a testament to the allure of arcade-perfect gaming. Developed by SNK, a company renowned for its iconic arcade cabinets, the Neo Geo aimed to bring the thrill of the arcade experience directly into living rooms. But this ambitious endeavor came at a price, one that would ultimately prevent the Neo Geo from achieving mainstream success. Released in 1990, the Neo Geo was a technological marvel, boasting hardware identical to its arcade counterparts. This meant that games on the Neo Geo looked and played exactly like their arcade counterparts, a feat unmatched by any other home console at the time. Games like Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, and Metal Slug showcased the Neo Geo's graphical prowess, with stunning sprites, vibrant colors, and fluid animation that pushed the boundaries of 2D gaming. But there was one major obstacle standing between the Neo Geo and widespread adoption: its price. At a staggering $649 for the console and an average of $200 per game, the Neo Geo was an exorbitant purchase, even for the most dedicated gamers. To put this into perspective, that's the equivalent of over $1,300 for the console and $400 per game in today's money. The high cost of the Neo Geo was a direct result of its powerful hardware and the large ROM cartridges used to store the games. SNK, determined to deliver an authentic arcade experience, opted for a cartridge-based system that mirrored the technology used in its arcade cabinets. While this ensured top-notch quality and eliminated loading times, it also made the console and its games prohibitively expensive for the average consumer. The Neo Geo, despite its technical prowess and impressive library of games, became a niche product sought after by hardcore gamers and collectors, but out of reach for the mass market. Chapter 5. The seventh generation of consoles witnessed a clash of ideologies, a battle not just for technological dominance, but for the very soul of gaming. Microsoft, riding high on the success of the Xbox 360, positioned the Xbox One as the center of the living room. Sony, determined to regain its crown with the PlayStation 4, saw an opportunity. The war was fought on the terrain of digital rights management, or DRM. Microsoft's DRM policies, requiring an always online connection and restricting game sharing, sparked outrage. Sony capitalized on this with a masterclass in public relations at E3 2013. They demonstrated the simplicity of sharing games on the PlayStation 4. Sony was seen as the gamer's ally, while Microsoft faced backlash. Outro. So there you have it, 5 console wars that you probably never knew about, but that had a huge impact on the gaming landscape. These hidden battles, fought in the shadows of boardrooms and behind closed doors, shaped the industry as we know it today. From the ashes of failed partnerships to the rise and fall of forgotten formats, these console wars remind us that the history of gaming is about more than just the games themselves. It's a story of innovation and risk-taking, of corporate ambition and consumer backlash. It's a story that reminds us that even the most dominant companies can stumble, and that sometimes the greatest innovations are born from the ashes of defeat. The next time you boot up your favorite console, take a moment to appreciate the battles that were fought, the risks that were taken, and the decisions that led us to this point. The history of gaming is a tapestry woven from triumphs and failures, from technological marvels and marketing misfires. And it's a history that continues to be written with each new console generation. What other hidden console wars do you think deserve to be in the gaming history books? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this deep dive into gaming history, and subscribe for more epic content. Until next time, stay curious.